Good afternoon, this is Colton with Build Brothers Roofing and Solar doing a digital roof inspection here for a customer out in the Del Cerro area. We are dealing with what appears to be a roof leak, potentially from a weather event, but we wanted to point out some fundamental problems with this roof that we're seeing just as doing our roof inspection here. So we can see the edge of the roof here. It's not comprised with any fascia board, but this is what we call the eave. We don't have a drip edge on this roof. Now, a drip edge is a metal flashing that basically goes from the first tile out over the wood, and it's required by building code within the last 20 years to make sure any rain travels from the tile and doesn't touch the wood. We can see wood rot that is occurring right here. This is due to termite damage, basically saturated wood. We can definitely tell this roof is older than the 20-year mark. I would be guessing closer to 30 years. Home was built in 1970. More than likely from my, seeing the neighbors' houses and stuff like this, it was probably built as a wood shake home back when it was originally made, and then it got updated to a concrete tile. This is a Malibu style concrete tile. This concrete tile is known for lasting the longest. It does interlace very well, and it does shed water well with this pitch that we have here. I did pull up a tile right here just to get a look at the paper underneath. We can see that tar paper is pretty worn, but it's still intact. It's not, basically showing any plywood. We can see that they used battens when installing this tile, basically to nail this tile into. There was a solar install done, and so we can see a lot of replacement tiles that are different colors that were installed by the solar installing company. That's good building practice, always to replace any cracked tiles they cracked during the process. So major concern that we can see right here is going to be this area. This south facing roof plane does show extensive wood rot. It gets a lot of sun exposure. We can see that the tar paper is kind of disintegrated right there. We can see the fascia board that needs to be replaced. Now what worries me is this, actually, these are new nails right here. These are the original ones. So this was like this, and looks like the solar installers actually put these ridge caps back on, but maybe a weather event, the storms that we've been having have caused these to kind of fall back down. We can see that tar paper right there. Look at this, they even use a shingle, basically ridge cap, to add more protection right here on a sensitive area. Concerning areas are always going to be underneath the solar. It's another penetration point. There's really no cracked tiles on this roof. They were replaced during the solar install. I did pull a tile right there to look at the paper, but really, relatively, there's no tiles that show immediately where water can enter. Now, my best guess is that since we're in a high area out here in Del Cerro, we did have 3 back-to-back storms come through. There could have been wind-driven rain actually get underneath these solar flashings that we have here. Paper on this side of the roof is in relatively the same condition. Just normal wear and tear of a 25-30-year-old roof. When we update roofs in this particular fashion, we actually redo the paper and any damaged wood. We can either reuse the tile or use a new tile. But the concern that comes is really, a fast or strong enough storm, these flashings, can come up in a sense and can get moved and can get rattled, and water can potentially get under there. There's no evidence of a direct correlation with a cracked tile and a leak. So we have to assume it's coming from underneath one of these penetrations, and is definitely of concern. With the age of this roof, we would recommend, a full updation of this roof. It's getting to that point where, we definitely want to redo the paper. We have severe rotted wood in areas. We can handle removing and reinstalling the solar, but yes, it's definitely time. As we can even see down there, we have ridge caps that are falling down and whatnot. This is a very low sloped area actually of this roof. We would actually need to use a peel and stick layer, basically for a low sloped roof, in order to ensure that roofing area would last, because the water doesn't shed that quick. So yes, definitely time to look into this roof. There's definitely evidence of wind-driven rain and a weather event that could rattle these panels and got water underneath, and we definitely see some need to take some time on this project. Thank you. Bye.